Hi, I'm Michael Smith with Teach Construction. This video is about using Teach Construction resources on BrightSpace. More specifically, though, it's downloading a file from us at Teach Construction that you can load directly into BrightSpace and have all the course content already built out for you. You don't have to do it. From that point, you could either just add your own course content or use our content and just add to yours. Either way, it's designed to save you a ton of time. So I broke this video up into two different things. One, I'm going to take a few minutes and go through what the course content looks like on my version of D2L BrightSpace. So you can look at it and say, is this what I want or not? I'm going to try to do that pretty quickly. Second part of this video is just a step-by-step of downloading that file and then uploading it into your D2L BrightSpace course, assuming you have the rights, meaning the system that you're using allows you to import course content. But we'll get to that in just a second. If you don't want to see a quick demo of what it looks like on my course, go ahead and use the that little timestamps down below or the chapter marks and jump ahead to loading a course in. You're not going to hurt my feelings. All right, assuming you're still looking at me and you're still watching it, I want to show you just a little bit of what the course content looks like on my screen. You might look at it and say, I don't want it. Or you might say, shut up, Michael, and get me this content. So let's jump right in. I'll bring up my course here. So this is my BrightSpace, and I've got to thank D2L. They have a partner program that allows us to have access to their platform. We can create course content like this. It doesn't cost me anything to be a partner with them. It's really there just to support you. So, really just a thanks to BrightSpace. I'm getting old and I need glasses, so let's put these on. All right, you're going to see here, this is the course content that we have, all of our construction resources built into BrightSpace. They're all built in the same exact way. Let's just say I wanted to look at safety. I'm in my course right now and I jumped right to the safety module. All the content we have is organized through modules and sub-modules. In this case, the module would be basic safety, and the sub-modules underneath that are site safety and PPE, ladder, and fire, the few topics that we provide to you. So if I were going to go into site safety, I have a little graphic here. You'll see the difference. We have banner graphics for modules and these little thinner ones to try to visually separate the content from a module to sub-modules. Sub-modules are a term that D2L uses, so I'll use it also. But here's what you'll get. You get the video lessons. These video lessons are in the interactive format. If I just play it here, it's a video format where we're going to talk about that particular lesson. Somewhere throughout that lesson, if I speed up a little bit, somewhere throughout that lesson, we stop, we ask a question to the learner. Learner has an opportunity to answer that. So we'll put it on the screen, we'll read it, student can answer it. They get it wrong, they give a little bit of feedback. If they get it right, I think I want electrical fire. They get, yes, it's right, and they can continue. Then we jump back into the video and reinforce that learning topic. While these are technically graded because it said if I was wrong or I was right, these grades are not recorded into BrightSpace. We don't put it in a way that you can use that as a quiz. They're really there just to slow down the learner just a little bit. And since they have to retry and get it right, you can't ever have it wrong. So there's no sense grading them. At least that's my perspective. The grade comes from the quizzes. And all these quizzes are already built in for you. They're set up as multiple choice. They're set up to be auto-graded. In this case, we give it to you as they're unlimited attempts and you take the highest grade. You can change all of that. This is just giving you the starting point. You can go in, change it to no, you get to take it 1 time or 2 times. Whatever you want to do as a teacher, you can do. We're just giving you the starting point. If I want to look at one of these, if for some reason you haven't seen quizzes in D2L, here's what it looks like. They're basic questions. They're either true, false. They are either multiple choice or sometimes we have matching where we'll have a graphic and someone can match the content to it. If I go back to my content page, you can see everything that's here. So we have basic safety and modules underneath that. Measure and mark, basic tools, construction materials, some applied math, plan reading, air tools, wall framing, floor framing, roof framing, and Windows, electrical, and plumbing. So all of the content that's in your library, with the exception of painting. I'm recording this video in January of 2024. We're right now redoing all the painting content, and so that'll be available soon, as well as the green tech and some of the solar content. So right now it's not in the D2L format, but you certainly have that in your instructional resource library. Now, the content we're providing to you in this D2L format is not everything that's in your instructional resource library. But it's most of the student-facing content. So that is the videos like the one I showed you. It's the quizzes. All the quizzes are built in here. There's over 750 questions amongst 50 some odd quizzes. There are links to inside resources, meaning we could put it into D2L, and there are links to outside resources. So an example of an outside resource is this link to a presentation. I clicked it, my browser opened up another window, and now I can see the presentation. So if you want students to use them, great. You can have students use them. These are certainly things that are more geared towards you as the teacher, and you could use those as your teaching aids. Now, what we do have, though, is there are times that if I go to, say, let's go to a gable roof 3D model. We provide 3D models for both roofing and floor framing. Sometimes these models work for you embedded into D2L BrightSpace. If for some reason it doesn't work for you, at the bottom of almost all of these links, there's a link to our basic little website we put together on Google Sites just to give you access to it. So if I'm looking at a, cross gable roof, I can bring that up. I click on it, it'll render for me. When I say render, it's because it's rendering a 3D image. Now I just clicked on it, moving my mouse around as I'm looking, zooming in, zooming out, and you can use these for your lessons. If you haven't played with these yet, hey, guess what? We have 3D models that you have access to. If you have, but you didn't play with them a lot, what I want you to look at is this little toolbar that's on the right. You can click this symbol here, looks like the little movie scene, and underneath it, it says My Scenes. What we've done is we've allowed, let's say, I only want to focus on a valley rafter. These are scenes that you can use that are really different stages in the construction project, maybe, or just different color-coded parts and pieces. So if you just want to talk about with a student, you already went through what a ridge beam is, which is here in green. You want to talk about common rafters. That's the ones that are in brown. But now you say, there's a hole here. How do I talk about a valley rafter or jack rafters or what have you? You just click the link and now you can see the next activity. So point being is these are cool resources for you to use in the classroom. They're also built into BrightSpace so students have access to them. But if for some reason it doesn't work, there's a link to the outside website. That's essentially everything we do is all the same way. I just jumped into wall framing, but each module and submodule, you get a video lesson, you get a quiz, you may get some little messages from us, which are little tag-ons to a video lesson, and you get a link to the presentation. So you have more resources for you as a teacher, and all of those are in your instructional resource library. You still get access to that. This is just access to a D2L shell that you can download and load into your instance of D2L. One thing I do want to show you, though, is if you have content that came in on this file from us and you don't want it, it's not content that you cover. Let's say a basic electrical is in there and it's not what you want to be using for your class. You have the ability as a teacher to hide that content or delete it. On my screen, I have the option here as bulk edit. I'm going to guess yours looks the same. I just clicked bulk edit, and if I didn't want electrical tools, I can just get rid of it. I click that button here, and now I say it's not visible, it's hidden. Click the eye, say it's hidden. Click the eye, say it's hidden. That'll hide it from students. Maybe I want to use it next year or next semester. If I don't want to, I can delete that content and just use the trash can. Click delete and it'll go away. I'm not going to do it because I want to send it to you if you need it. That's how you hide or delete content. Now, with all that said, let's just jump into how you get access to this and get ready to load it into your version of BrightSpace. All right, I'm going to assume you've received an email from me. And in that email is how you got to this video, but there's also a link in that email that tells you how to access your download file. If you're scratching your head saying, what email? I didn't get one, you can send an email to me, so put an email on the screen and say, I need access to BrightSpace. Here's the name of my school. Here's who I am so I can verify you're a current customer. I will then package up your download file and tell you how to access it. You have an option. You can say, give me everything, and you're going to get a file that has all of our content. Then you just delete or hide the content you don't want. Or if you know you're only using one module or two modules, just go ahead and put in that email, I need plan reading and math, or I need safety and framing. Whatever it is that you need, you can tell me and I'll do that. If it's more than 2 or 3 modules, I'm probably just going to send you the whole file and you can go through and delete what you don't want. And if you don't know how to delete or hide, go back to the other video and then we'll cover it in there. So first thing is making sure that I know and I prepared a file for you. If you got an email from me that says, how do I do it? Go ahead and click on the link that says access your download file. You're going to see a download page like this come up. If you use Gmail or you use Google Suite through your school, you're probably already logged in and it looks slightly different. If you don't use it, this is what you'll see. You may see it if you already use G Suite and you're logged in under your own computer. You may see it look like this, and this is just Google Drive. So I see this file. I'm going to right click, click download. I can't scan for viruses because it's too big. It's almost a 400 meg file. I'm going to click download anyway. I'm going to download it right into that area. And my computer's done, but it's a pretty fast computer. It might take you just a little bit of time. Now that we've downloaded the file, it's time to upload the file and upload it directly into your BrightSpace course. So I have a course on my screen here called Teach Course 2. It's a 100% empty blank course. Yours likely isn't. You probably have content in it already. I have not imported this into a course that had content in it already. I don't believe it overwrites everything that's there, but if you're fearful of it, get your tech people to help you out. Here's what you do to import it though. I have my course. I'm going to the gear in the upper right hand corner. Again, my interface might look a little bit differently than yours. I'm looking for import export components. Select that, and what you're trying to do is import. So I'm going to skip over this and I'm going to click on import. I'm going to import. I have 2 options, from a learning object repository or a course package. I'm giving you a D2L course package. So that's what you select. Hit next. Now it's looking for that file. So I can either drag and drop it from wherever you download it, your desktop or a folder, or I can click on this and find the file that I'm looking for. And I can select the file. It's going to take a little bit of time to update or to upload, depending on your internet connection. I've got a pretty fast one, and this file, I think was said earlier, was 350 megabytes worth of content. So give it some time, let it upload. Once it's done uploading, then D2L is going to take its own time to be able to add it to your course. So I've talked long enough. My upload is just about done. And I'm going to say import all components. That's what I'm doing. If you want to import only a portion of those components, that's your choice. So it is now importing. I'm going to hit pause on this video and we'll wait for it to be imported because it does take a little bit of time. It'll alert me when it's done, and then we'll look at that course with all the new course content in it. Eventually, you're going to get a screen like this that says it was imported. I think with D2L, and I've done this before, you don't have to wait for it. Once the file is uploaded, the processing thing, you can go do something else and even go somewhere else on your computer, and then it'll alert you when it's done. But in this case, it said I'm already done. I'm going to go view my content. I now have all the content from Teach Construction into this course. Again, remember, I uploaded this into a brand new course, so now I have all that stuff there. you're not done. You have to go in and check this stuff. The last thing you want to do is assign something to a student and have it not work. I haven't seen a problem yet, and we've had several people upload these files. But, it'd be prudent for you to go through at least some of it. Make sure that the videos are working. Make sure that the quizzes are there. Make sure the links to outside resources actually do something. So that's an important piece for you to do. Other than that, all the content is ready for you to select. What do you want? Do you want students to have everything, or do you want students to have only partial things? Remember, you could go in and hide them. The last thing you need to do is shoot me an email and tell me what your domain is. That's everything up to .com. It might be your school name. It might be like me writing underneath the BrightSpace thing. I need to know what that is so I can allow your traffic to come in on my side. I set it up so everybody could get in right away, but over some time, it'll automatically block you. So you got to shoot me an email to this email address. You can copy and paste it if you want, but just so I know what domain this traffic's coming from. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Other than that, you should be off and rolling, and I hope all of this works well for you. Have a great year.